things are starting to heat up in the WWE because we got Money in the Bank coming up. We got SummerSlam coming up. This is probably the best time of the year because after WrestleMania ends, kind of the little lull in wrestling and nobody really cares. But then all the professional sports start to end and everybody starts flocking back to WWE because that's where the eyes are at. And the summer is the best time to be a WWE fan because it's like the only thing on. It's the only thing to really care about.
100%.
Unless you're a baseball fan, which I'm not. But things are getting fun now because we got Money in the Bank coming up and then we got SummerSlam. And I think the biggest player, the guy who's going to have the best summer of all WWE wrestlers is going to be Seth Rollins because I will book his WWE Money in the Bank title run, Money in the Bank run, his title run all throughout summer. Here's what I think is going to happen. He's already qualified. He qualified by beating Sami Zayn and Finn Balor on Monday Night Raw. So in the match, in the Money in the Bank match, we already know he has Bronson Reed in his corner now.
Yeah.
He's Braun Breaker, and obviously Paul Heyman. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. He's the Bronze.
Yeah.
On his side. LeBron 2x2.
Yeah. He's Bronsexual.
He's Bronsexual. We knew he was this whole time. But I think in that match, those two are going to be involved heavily, and they're going to create chaos. I think people are going to go through it. Somebody's going to get tsunamied through a table. Yeah. At one point, somebody's going to get speared through the barricade. They're going to take people out, and I think Seth Rollins is going to have the win at the end of the match because of those two. And I think maybe CM Punk and Sami Zayn might get involved, maybe a little bit of shenanigans, but I don't think it'll be enough to stop Seth Rollins, and he's going to end up winning. And then on the next night on Monday Night Raw, we'll have the Jey Uso versus Gunther match. Okay. Which is the perfect time because I think Jey Uso ends up winning. And I think the way Jey Uso wins is because Gunther is supposed to retire certain somebody, aka Goldberg. And then Goldberg shows up, getting revenge after that bad blood promo that Gunther cut on him. Yeah. And he shows up kind of like Brock Lesnar in 2004 when Brock Lesnar got distracted by Goldberg and Eddie won. I think the same thing's going to happen in this match. Jey Uso ends up winning. But at the end of the match, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker show up and they attack Jey Uso.
And then you think Seth
Rollins... And then Seth Rollins makes his entrance. And then he gets a pin, easy win, walks out as champ.
You know what they better not do? Because, he's beefing with CM Punk right now, right? Yeah. They better not have CM Punk come in their match and then ruin the cash-in. Yeah. Because then that ruins the whole that happened to Drew McIntyre. That was a waste of a Money in the Bank, to be honest. Because they didn't need that. This doesn't need extra heat between
it doesn't.
Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Right? They already got that heat. Yeah. And the same thing was applied for Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. They didn't need him to screw him over more. Yeah. Because it was already, they already had enough bad blood there.
I think either they're going to have Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed just take CM Punk out, or they're going to introduce another member, which I don't know if you need to at this point because you have two big bodies on the side, which were perfect. I think they might be tag team champions at some point. But I think what happens is CM Punk tries to interfere, he's not successful, and they end up booking CM Punk versus Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. That makes because these guys need a big PLE match. They're 1-1 right now on the year. Yeah. CM Punk beat him on the Netflix debut. Seth Rollins beat him in the cage match. Yes. And I think they're going to have one big match at SummerSlam to end the summer off. And I think that's the perfect way. Because I don't think we're going to get the John Cena versus CM Punk match for a little while. I think we're going to get Cody Rhodes and Cena at SummerSlam. Okay. Which takes us into your point.
Yeah. The Cena run, heel run has to end. It's boring. Yeah. It's outplayed. Yeah. It's the same, I'm going to ruin wrestling. Okay, we get it, man. You put on a good match. I mean, that match, the match with R-Truth, that's okay, that was a good, in the storytelling ways, that was a good match because it was just quick and over with. But it just becomes the same thing. He just interferes with, I don't want to watch you and Logan Paul tag versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. Yeah, I want the best hits. I just want a replay of your whole career. Yeah. I want you to face Randy Orton. You did that great match. I want you to face CM Punk. If Edge was around, I would want you to face Edge. Yeah. If I want you to face the people, and then maybe someone new at the end, maybe Braun Breaker, or maybe I want you to maybe one more match with Roman Reigns, one more match with Kevin Owens, right?
Seth Rollins, maybe. I doubt that happens now,
right? These are the matches I want to see. I don't want to see you team up with Logan Paul versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. I get you're trying to pass the torch to Cody Rhodes, but you know what? You can just have a one-on-one match with Cody Rhodes. That would be a better match.
I personally think that they fumbled the heel run, and I think this is exactly how a John Cena heel run would play out. But the way I think most fans expected a heel turn to go was similar to Hogan. A power, he has all the power, he has people behind him, he's an alliance with them, a stable behind him. But instead, we just got Cena by himself, kind of saying, I'm rooting wrestling, and then, it's it's okay, but it's not that great. It's not main event level stuff.
That's what I mean, because when I watch every show, I want to watch Seth Rollins because he's on a generational run. Yeah, I don't want to watch John Cena give this whole spiel every week. He shows up and he moans and bitches and complains.
It's and then he gets laid out the same way.
It's the same thing over and over again. It's basically his goddamn career, and his heel run is just like his career mediocre at this fucking point. He gave that whole speech about I bury mediocre talent. You are mediocre talent, bro. Damn. I'm sorry.
He's the GOAT, man. Some people love him in the comment section.
No, I don't care about the GOAT. Right? He ain't the GOAT to me. Yeah. You know why? Because it just, every single GOAT elevates the time that they're in. He didn't. Yeah. The time went kind of dipped down a little bit. It was
John Cena, Randy Orton, and nobody else.
Yeah. Like, that doesn't, like, now, like, look how much great talent they have right now. And, like, I'm stuck watching John Cena versus R-Truth at Saturday Night Main Event. Sorry, Ron Cena. Like, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso tag up again. What is this, 2024, 2023, or whatever when it was?
I think this heel turn, sorry, not the heel turn. Maybe the heel turn. I think the title run and the heel turn and SummerSlam, and Cody Rhodes takes the title back.
It has to.
I mean, this title run's been... the Randy Orton match was good.
Yes, that was good.
I mean, I guess the R-Truth match was supposed to happen. I mean, it still was whatever. Didn't really care. I think... they fumbled this heel turn. It was like mediocre at best.
I thought that would have been a great point to like have it like a one-on-one match where he kind of starts realizing, oh, maybe I shouldn't be the heel, right? Yeah. But then they just double down on him like, oh, I'm actually gonna ruin wrestling even more. So I don't care, John.
If SummerSlam turns into Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso and Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, Travis Scott and Logan Paul, this is the worst run of all time.
That also that's why I don't like what TK was doing. Like, it's just they're adding more like celebrities into it. When
super casual
fans. I don't care about the super casual fan. I'm not watching for super casual fans. Like, no, nobody's watching for that shit. Like, nobody cares. Yeah. Like, this is, John Cena says, I'm ruining wrestling. You know what? Majority of your 2010 careers, you were ruining wrestling, all right? So you're just doing it again. Like, you're just bringing back what you did back then now, all right? I'm sorry.
The biggest thing, too, with the whole catering to, like super casual fans is, like, super casual fans don't want to watch wrestling unless the actual hardcore fans really love it. Yes. If the hardcore fans are hating on it like they were in the 2010s, nobody's going to care because there's nobody hyping it up, right? It's one of those things. Yeah. If the people who are hardcore fans, they're saying, oh, it's really good, and the casual fans come in, and the super casual fans will be like, oh, I'll tune in once in a while. But right now, I feel like the WWE is trying to cater too much to those guys, and nobody really cares.
WrestleMania 40 is a great example of that, right? Yeah. Like you 100% said, every hardcore fan was into that beef between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes with Seth Rollins and The Rock, right? Yeah. And then that drove more eyes towards it, right? Yeah. The same thing could have been said before, like when The Rock and Cena teamed up, and then they kind of like The Rock kind of dropped the ball on that. I don't know. That's on The Rock. Like, he has to figure out himself, right? But if I think, like you 100% said in the beginning, if John Cena had his own stable, it would have been more exciting. Yeah. Right? It would have been like, oh, The Rock's like the final boss. Here's his guy John Cena, and then here's John Cena's underlings. But it's just John Cena, and guess what? John Cena by himself, he's boring. He's been boring.
There'll be so many John Cena fans so upset.
I don't care.
I think it's over though. I think Cody Rhodes ends it, and like he just ends it at SummerSlam, and I think we move on to him finishing out the year against like CM Punk and all them, because we're halfway through the year now. Yeah. I mean, it's over now. But you know what? Speaking of heel turns, we might as well move on to the next topic, because Zach, you ranted and raved.
Sorry.
Which is, good. Get it off your chest,
I had to. I'm
going to talk about another group who I think they need to turn heel to be actually, worth watching on TV. Not worth watching, but like actual intrigue. Because I'm already intrigued by the group, but I think the Wyatt Six need a heel turn, because when they showed up first time, it was pretty intriguing. I was watching, but there was nothing there for me to care about, to be honest.
100%.
Outside of like, okay, this group has something, but I don't know what the hell they're trying to do really. They're going after people who've turned their back on their family. Sure, that makes sense. But I feel like the one thing that puts these type of monster gimmicks over is them being heels. Like when Kane showed up, he was a heel taking out the Undertaker. Right back in the day, people loved it. Right, they fell in love with Kane. When Fiend was around, he was going after Seth Rollins. Yeah, and even though fans were cheering for him, he was kind of like a heel because he was going after like a lot of the good guys. Finn Balor, for example. And I think these guys are going after the heels, and it's just not the same as them going after faces. Like imagine them trying to go after somebody like AJ Styles or somebody like, Sami Zayn, and you'd be like, what the hell? That's actually scary because they're going after somebody you cheer for.
You're 100% right, because when they came in, they started attacking Chad Gable, I didn't really care. Yeah. Like, okay, Chad Gable.
It was funny.
It's funny, right? It was more comedic than anything. But, like, you're 100% right. If they go after someone that's more of a face, like, they go after LA Knight or they go after Cody Rhodes or someone like that, right? It's more intriguing because you're thinking, like, why are they going after this person, right? It makes... And then it kind of changes their dynamic. You're 100%
especially for face who are, ultimate baby faces, like guys like especially Sami Zayn, people who the people love cheering for. if he gets attacked like that, there's some sympathy you feel for the character.
Yeah.
As a viewer, and you'll feel some fear like that develops from the group, right? And I feel like that's what makes these monster type gimmicks work the best.
100%.
The biggest news I would say so far these past few weeks is the WWE announcing that they're going back to Vegas again for WrestleMania next year, WrestleMania 42, which means one thing to me. I think The Rock and Roman Reigns is happening at WrestleMania next year. I think they need a grand stage. I don't think New Orleans lives up to that stage that the WWE wants, and I think Las Vegas is that spot because Las Vegas there's a lot of money to be made. Yeah. I mean, it's a booming city. If you go there, you know, a lot of people would love visiting.
Yeah. There's only 2 places that match should take place. It's actually 3. You can do New York, LA, New York, LA, and Vegas. I'd say, right? Yeah. Those are probably the big cities. And
Vegas has always been a big fight city, so a big match like that should be taking place in Vegas. And it better happen because it's prediction. It's like what else would you go back to Vegas other than 100%. Money, which TKO's kind of been all about. And then the other news was that New Orleans gets Money in the Bank. They get gifted Money in the Bank, which is happening after SummerSlam, which makes no sense. Yeah.
But like, you know, sometimes like these, like them announcing these PLEs, in my opinion, I think there's too many PLEs or too many events, right? Because like, just look at this Saturday night main event. We got a match that's happening in 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, whatever, between Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, and John Cena and Logan Paul with barely any build. Right, Jey Uso's in like 3 different feuds. Yeah, he's with Gunther over here. He's with Seth Rollins over here. He's with John Cena over here. Like what? Like there's too much stuff going on. Yeah, I get like you see those like those promos for Netflix about the show that's coming out, and they show Jey Uso. He's Triple H talking to Jey Uso. Oh, I'm gonna strap a rocket. And I'm gonna ride all the way.
Behind the scenes show.
It's too much. All right, Jey Uso doesn't need this much of a push to be facing everybody. All right, I don't need to see that.
I think so. Okay. I think the PLE, so Saturday Night Main Event isn't really a PLE. It's like more a TV special. It's more for Peacock than anything. But I do think there's like too many shows going on every other week where if by the end of the year, usually we run out of the shows. By like December, there's maybe one special show. Yeah. In November, we get like Survivor Series. We don't get anything for 2-3 months. So I feel like they get sandwiched all into like these middle months now of the year. Yeah. But okay, so for example, with Money in the Bank, like we'll just go back to that real quick. Money in the Bank, them doing it after SummerSlam makes no sense because it doesn't make sense unless they add like a King of the Ring before SummerSlam. Because what the purpose of Money in the Bank is like, okay, now we got a guy who's #1 contender. Clearly, it could use it for SummerSlam. It's in play now. But what it does what it does with Money in the Bank after SummerSlam is it makes Survivor Series a bigger deal now, right? Because now you have this big PLE that comes up after, and now it's in play for that.
Oh, and that'd be like who nobody's cashing in against in the War Games. Well, what's the name? Damian Priest tried to, but that'd be a good like gimmick to have. You're 100% right. But I just kind of feel like a lot of these storylines seem like rushed a little bit. They don't seem like they're drawn out. They don't seem like they're like in place. Like it just like the only one that seems like that's like kind of makes sense in the direction it's going is that's the Seth Rollins one. Like I said with Jey Uso, he's all over the place. After Money in the Bank, he has to go face Gunther. And then and like you said earlier in this video, he's probably gonna lose the title. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, now we're done with Jey Uso for that's it, Jey Uso. You have to run. Goodbye. Like that's it. Like it just doesn't then what's next for him? Yeah. Like there's nothing there. Like it just seems like it's all over the place right now.
You can see the difference between 2025 and like 2023 WWE where they're taking the time pacing it out. Yeah, being under a new company just changed it. It's all about profit at the end of the day now. 100%. It's not about the storytelling comes secondary. We want to make the most money we can get out of the fans, and WWE is still kind of hot. It's not as hot as it was last year, I would say, but it's still hot enough for them to make enough money off these people, which is stupid. Or you got to be profiting the storyline and everything. Like then the money will come no matter what.
Yeah, I started watching again like properly in 2022, right? And every year so far, it's been like 1 year has been elevated after the next, right? But this year is the first year they took a step backwards, in my opinion. Like, huge step backwards. Like, in terms of story, it might be because, John Cena's back, and I kind of feel like, he kind of ruins the company whenever he comes through.
I don't think it's John Cena. I'll be honest. I don't think John Cena has ruined it that bad where it's kind of shit. The WWE title being the main thing is kind of weird because John Cena's there. Sometimes he's not there, and he comes back, cuts the same promo over and over again. I don't want to go back to John Cena at this point. Yeah. But, I think the TKO wanting the most out of every event now, and there's all these ads and everything. It becomes such a weird Karate
situation. Kid corner. I don't care. Right, I'm skipping that. Right, it just is like the money grabbing is getting too much. Yeah, and I kind of feel like it's ruining the product to the point where if you look back at Cody Rhodes coming back in 2023, it was such a slow burn to him to get back to the point to face Roman Reigns again for WrestleMania 40. Right, but now he lost to John Cena. And I saw an interview with Paul Heyman talking about where he says losses matter, right? Losses matter, and you got to regroup and come back. And I kind of feel like his loss doesn't matter because he's just coming back, and it's like I kind of feel like they should try building you've said
build him back up to being
multiple
being
videos,
a contender.
build him back up, yeah. But they're not, and they're like, oh, we gotta get something going for SummerSlam. We need some money. It's like that doesn't help us in this situation, right? And if Travis Scott comes along and he's in a match. It's like to the point where I might stop watching wrestling because of it again, right? Like, I don't want to see Travis Scott. Like, it just that kind of ruins it. Like, it kind of ruins the enjoyment of watching wrestling. I'm watching it for the characters that are in wrestling, not for the people outside wrestling that want to do this stuff. That's kind of bullshit.
Well, that does it for another Puller Brothers video. Like, subscribe, leave some comments in the comment section, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.